Hello and welcome to Shaded Reality. I'm Marie and I am here with Anne. How's it going?
Hello. Good. Going good.
How'd the soccer game go?
It went good. They played a really good game, but they lost. It was
Oh
four,
no.
4-1. It was a really good team that they were playing, but our girls, they played very well.
Good. I don't have a ton of reality TV updates, but if you want to hear any of the things that have kind of happened over the weekend, I did do a really quick Shade Report. So that's on our feed. If you want to go listen to that, I kind of went over all of the new Hulu stuff that was released and just whatever was current on Friday that was in the news. One of the things that did wrap up that had happened, I believe it was on Friday, was there was the Summer House leak of audio from their reunion, and the investigation that Bravo did, it has been closed, and it was someone from the production team.
Oh,
Which a lot of people were
shit.
guessing. I mean, yeah, at first they thought it was a cast member, like with their phone behind a pillow, because people were like, okay, I'm gonna look at the seating chart and like whose voices sound louder than others. But if you listen to it, because I did listen to a couple people who posted it, you could hear like fans. Like it was like loud noise, and they wouldn't have like fans or air conditioning or any kind of like blowing going on set. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because of it would mess with the sound. So it was someone like in production that was recording it from like a speaker or something. So yeah, I guess they were fired and
That sucks.
they
I mean, why
yeah
would you
found
do
out who it
that? That's
was.
stupid.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't know. And the clip that was released, like, yeah, Amanda kind of sounded like a bitch, but like, we're going to hear about it in a couple weeks. Like, there was no,
Right.
like, it wasn't like breaking news and like this crazy information that was in the clip. So I'm like, why would you risk your career? Like, you're never going to be hired onto a reality show again
Never.
because no one's going to trust you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't worth that. Like, no one got anything exciting out of it. I don't know.
Did you also
And then the
hear
only other thing, oh, go ahead.
about the Bachelorette? Is that like a for sure thing that they're going to be airing that? Or is
All
that
I keep seeing is it saying Disney is in talks. Like, I feel like it's going to happen. Like,
yeah.
I think they're going to maybe just like release it, like
Hmm.
do a drop of it, not like a week to week kind of thing. Um, but I don't know. No,
I
I
think
don't
it
think
would be
anything official happened
honestly
with it.
so stupid on their part to not air it. Like, I feel
Yeah, I
like they
agree.
didn't to just kind of be like, we're not supporting this. You know what I mean? To protect
Hmm.
themselves, but it's going to come out eventually. I know it will.
Yeah, and especially with them finding out that actually nothing new has happened and that
Right.
like a judge went over all of the information in the newest case and the newest claims and found that it didn't even need to go to trial because there just wasn't anything there.
Yeah.
So no charges were brought, and the old stuff was already known by everybody. So
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Like it's such a waste of money not to,
Right.
honestly. But I don't know. At least they'll still get some viewership. I mean, people are going to be interested. So
Everyone's still
I
going to
think it would
watch
be
that.
worth it for them to
Yeah.
do it.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling that
I
they are
will,
going
and I
to
never watched The
wait.
Bachelorette.
Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to wait until they air either season 5 of more, like to get people really back and
Mhm.
pumped on it, or, oh,
Yeah.
they never did the reunion. So they still have that too.
No. Yeah. Cuz I
I
think
just
what
have
was
to,
supposed to happen was more of like 4 or 5 then reunion.
yeah.
Like I think they were going to drop another 10 episodes, but then everything happened and like there's way
Hmm.
longer in between than was supposed to happen. But
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Jen did confirm, or at least she has shot TikToks with all of the OC Mormon wives, girls that were announced. So it looks like she's for sure going to be a cast member on the show. So I don't know if I think she might be the anchor, like Taylor was kind of the anchor. I don't know how long that'll last because Jen has always like kind of dropped out. No, she's always dropped out of the season, or Zach has done something to make her pull back, or you know, like there's always been a reason
of a leader either. Like
right.
I don't see her
she's a part of a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. I think there's definitely some other women on that cast that are going to be like
for sure
standout leaders, you know, kind of thing,
and take over.
Yeah. But I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that's happened up until we're recording this on Sunday. So
yeah,
nothing else that I know of. Not in reality TV. I mean, there's a million things going on in the world, but we don't talk about that crap here.
No.
This is a break from all that shit. So we're going to start doing these last few episodes of Summer House, which I'm very excited about. Anne has not been a Summer House person. The only reason we're doing them is because we're going to be doing In the City. And so with the way our schedule is and the Valley being live, we kind of needed a little gap filler so we can still do 2 days a week. And it just kind of worked out perfectly that, one, people are very interested in listening to this. Two, it will kind of prep anybody who might be like Anne and not a Summer House person, but maybe interested in watching In the City. So I think it'll kind of just, we'll get introduced to Kyle and Amanda, Lindsay. I don't think Carl's going to be in the City. But those three are our anchors that are going over to In the City. So you'll get introduced to all of them. And then everybody else on that cast will be new to all of us. So it'll kind of be like the Valley kind of thing, where you don't have to have watched Vanderpump Rules to enjoy the Valley.
Right.
Like, they're two, honestly,
and it's
completely
not that
different
I'm
shows.
not a Summer House fan. I just never watched Summer House. I don't even know why. Like, I heard about it from you, and I just honestly have not had a chance to watch it, but I do want to watch it. Like, I've heard great things, and it seems, you know, like that I'll really enjoy it. I just have not had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. So this is season 10, episode 12, and it's called Boys of Summer. This one actually doesn't even have all the characters in it because some people didn't even come to the Summer House this week. So I'll talk about that as we get there, or that it matters. So we do some quick like clips of the recap stuff. We recap that Ben now has a girlfriend, and you don't get to see it at all in this episode, but he just brought her like 2 episodes ago to the Summer House. This girl is thirsty. She's something. She has quite the personality. Like, it's not a bad personality, but she's too familiar with the cast. Like, she very obviously has watched the show, so she feels like she knows them, and she's treating them like she's already friends with them. And so it's very cringy watching, instead of acting like she was just introduced to them. She's like, oh my God, I love you, and like, I have such a connection with you. And she's someone who's way too overfamiliar too quickly.
Like a fan.
We hear KJ and it's kind of weird. And she's odd. I think we only see her in this episode on the phone with Ben, so she didn't actually come this weekend. And the premise of this is the Hamptons and a summer share house, which is like people that work in the city, they all chip in money and rent a house for the summer, and like, you know, like these huge houses, so like they each have their own bedrooms or whatever, and like they're sharing this house. And what it has turned into is then every weekend they throw these huge themed parties on Saturday or whatever. KJ and Dara are officially boyfriend and girlfriend. KJ's new, Ben is new. These are all brand new characters, so they're not anybody that we all met them this year. Dara was one of Wes's old flings or something from the city, and she actually wasn't even original cast member. Like, she's not in the cast picture or anything, but they met her in the city during some kind of party. I don't remember what party it was. And her and KJ hit it off, so they became an item. And so then she kind of has become a part of the cast because she has a good personality and everyone kind of got along with her. We see West making out with some random girl next to Ciara. So West and Ciara used to be an item. So that's why this is such a big deal, because they still kind of flirt sometimes. And like, Ciara was super hurt by the fact that the way that West broke up with her, treated her, like she wasn't even talking to him the other season, like at all. And so they've kind of gotten over that. They're being friendly, but like, then he's inappropriate and has a girl sit on his lap and makes out right next to her, you know? So we start here. Amanda, Ciara, and Mia are in Ciara's bed because Ciara just witnessed the whole Wes making out with this random girl. Literally, the girl's back could be touching Ciara's shoulder. Like, that's how close they were. And so Ciara kind of like gets upset. She just goes in her room, and then Amanda and Mia are there with her. And Amanda's saying, "You are seen. I see you." And Ciara's just like crumpled over in Amanda's lap crying. And the reason this is like such a sad scene is Amanda is the one that is now with West. Like, Amanda and Ciara were this close. Like, they were like best friends in the summer house. And so that's why Amanda getting with West is such like a betrayal. And so everyone's getting ready to go out. Ben's yelling at his girlfriend to go. Oh, I forgot. So this is like the end of last weekend, and then the next weekend is when Amanda doesn't come and stuff. So we do this first. Ben's yelling at his girlfriend to get ready, and I'm like, this guy, like, he, at first everyone was like, oh, Ben, because he has an Australian accent. He's not that attractive to me. I don't like his hair. Like, he has bad hair. Like, he's young, and it looks like, honestly, he's gonna go bald. Like, he's gonna have male pattern baldness. Like, it's like you can see it coming. It's like this curly hair that he doesn't know what to do with, and so it makes him unattractive to me. But anyway, in the beginning, everyone was like, oh, Ben, he's so sweet, and he's so nice, and we love him. But he likes to yell at women. Like, no. So he had this moment where he kind of took Bailey, one of the other people, aside and yelled at her about a joke she made. Then the other weekend, he had this long conversation about Amanda and a comment she made to his girlfriend. And like, the way he's just talking to his girlfriend, like, he likes to yell at women. Like, I'm not a big Ben fan. So Bailey is in quite the dress. Like, when you watch it, you'll see it's like a hooker dress, like well, I don't know if we're supposed to say that, like a stripper dress. Kyle's downstairs, or Kyle's gonna be DJing that night. So they go out, and this is how it always plays out when they go out. Like, the cameras don't usually go with them, but like, we'll see camera footage of them like dancing because it's too loud to actually like record anything. And then we see them coming home. So it'll be like timestamp 1:23 a.m. Everyone arrives back at the house. So we see everyone getting ready for bed. Kyle and Jesse are binge eating at the counter in the kitchen. Kyle always binge eats, usually after going out. That's a very running theme. Kyle's super drunk, and then he kisses the cutout of Amanda because they have like these cardboard cutouts that were like of all the housemates for some reason this season. I don't know. So he picks that up and kisses it because Amanda's his wife. Kyle and Amanda are married. And then he gets into bed and says, "Thank you for coming out tonight. I love you," to Amanda. And I think they're just trying to show us like, oh, because now Kyle was in the beginning of the season. Kyle was the villain. Like, everyone hated him because he's yelling at Amanda. He's saying she never spends time with him, but he's out DJing every weekend. And so, like, we were all meant to think Kyle was the villain. But now that Amanda has been with West, Amanda's the villain. So now they've re-edited everything to make Kyle look sweet. And like he's like, oh, so in love. Granted,
Wait,
I do think
they're the couple that's divorced.
Kyle's yes, but not here. During this season, they were still together.
Oh, okay.
They announced their divorce after this season.
I see.
So they're still married and together here. But yeah, so they're like re-editing this to make Kyle seem sweet. I do think Kyle loves Amanda. Like I'm not, but I also think Kyle does not give Amanda what she needs emotionally. So like 100% they should have got divorced. But it's close enough that they could edit it both ways. We'll say that. Sunday, everyone's waking up. Mia talks about how she had a dream about her parents, and she's been dreaming about them a lot lately because her mom recently passed away. And then Carl's cleaning up the kitchen. Mia's a new cast member this season, too. Carl has been on since season 1. He's in his 40s. He has had quite the story. He's been on drugs. He's been an alcoholic. He's currently clean and sober. So he's cleaning up the kitchen. He has breakfast coming, and he's like officially the dad of the house now. He's out there killing flies, and Bailey, one of the new girls this season, she's trying to flirt with Carl. I think it's just for the show because she's super young and like, I don't know. It just doesn't, it looks odd. Like it's just not a good pairing. But KJ and Dara are in their room talking about how unproblematic they are. And KJ's like, what the actual fuck is your... Oh, I said this. So KJ is in his interview and he looks like he's from Pennsylvania. He has a camo shirt on and a camo like beanie, like tight beanie on. And it's all like a tan camo. It's not it. Like it is not his style. I don't know what he thought he was doing, but it's not it at all. He like blends in with the background almost. Like it's horrible. So Carl ordered a ton of food. Like he ordered an insane amount of food. There's like all kinds of like McDonald's and bagels and like all kinds of stuff that showed up. Like there's not that many people in the house. Ciara and Mia are in bed. KJ and Dara come in to talk, and Dara said that Wes got obliterated last night and just kept talking about Ciara. And we see Ciara in an interview, and she says that she wishes she could just dive right back in and be his friend again. And everyone's eating breakfast. We hear from West about he ruined it by making out with someone he never met before. And I'm like, no, sir. That's a lie, because in the previous episode, he specifically was talking about how the party wouldn't have even happened if it wasn't for him, because he invited everybody. He invited all those girls, and there was a really hot girl coming, and she was the really hot girl. So he did know her. Like,
Yeah.
he's making shit up. And, like, no one just walks up and sits on someone's laps. Like, she went up and she was like, hey, how are you? And sat down on him. Like, it wasn't like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? And he whispered in her ear, oh, this is awkward because that's my ex sitting right behind you. So, like, he fully acknowledged it. So they're all packing up. Wes goes into Ciara's room to apologize for being a shitty friend. He says he doesn't feel good at all. He hopes he hadn't fucked up what had already been built because they were trying to get back to being friends again this season. And Ciara says, this is why I don't want to be friends at all. I just want you to live your life. And this is a theme, which we'll talk about more, is every time West tries to apologize to Ciara, it's always under... I'm apologizing because I feel really bad. It's always about how he feels. He doesn't feel bad because he hurt her. He feels bad because he feels bad. Like, he's sorry because it's making him feel bad. It has nothing to do with Ciara. He just keeps saying that this really hurts him. And she's not giving him an inch. And I find it so funny. She's just sitting there staring at him. She's not even, like, helping him out. And he just, like, seems like someone who can always talk somebody into forgiving him with like his little puppy dog face or like giving in to him. And she
Yeah.
is not at all. She's just like, okay, thanks or whatever. Um, Jesse calls Bailey Bale of Hay, and she doesn't like that for a nickname. We're back in New York. And he's like, what do you mean, you big bale of hay? And she's like, not big. They're back in New York. KJ's with his dog. Ben's with his girlfriend. They're like taking selfies. Ciara is sitting on a stoop. And I'm like, this is my dream life. Like, you know how you always said, I wanted to live in California, and like that was what you wanted to do? I wanted to live in New York
Yeah.
City. I wanted to have an apartment with steps that I could sit on, like walking up. Like, ugh, I wanted to live in New York City so bad.
Yeah.
That was my dream life. Me and her brother walk up, and Nick is her brother. They're really close. They apparently just live a couple blocks from each other and are always hanging out. Ciara scheduled a medium for them to talk to. So I guess this medium was really good, and Ciara talked to her when she had lost her grandmother. So Mia's mom had died suddenly from pneumonia because she didn't say to like wasn't able to say a proper goodbye because like it wasn't something they were expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had like sarcoidosis or something, so the pneumonia just like was too much for her lungs.
That's awful. Remember when
Yeah.
they told me I had
And it
sarcoidosis?
Yes.
I don't
During
have
COVID, right?
sarcoidosis. No. So when I was 19 and my lung collapsed, this was like years
Yes.
later, I went to like a pulmonary doctor, and they don't know what it was. I mean, I have like a lot of scar tissue or whatever on my lungs, and he just told me it was sarcoidosis. But if you like Google what that is, and then when I would
Yeah.
tell other doctors, they would look at me and never, you know what, a doctor's never going to necessarily talk shit on another doctor, but you could just know by like the
Yeah.
look on their face. They'd be like, you have like, oh, that's what they diagnosed you with? And it's like, it's crazy because now that I'm not on any, like I was on steroids, I mean, an inhaler, all this shit, and I literally just stopped because it actually was making me feel worse.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issues anymore.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird. I don't know. I mean, I was
Yeah.
a very heavy smoker.
Yeah, I know-
To be honest. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 14 years old, which is absolutely
Yeah, that's crazy.
disgusting. I
Yeah.
made myself do it. It was like, you know, all my friends were doing it, or our neighbor. She was older than us. I'd go to her house every morning.
Mm-hmm.
She would smoke in her bathroom. I would pretend smoke, and she called me out on it and is like, "You're not inhaling." Yes, I am. So I remember like teaching myself to inhale, and it was all downhill from there. Like I was up to literally
Yeah.
smoking a pack of cigarettes a day when I was 19 years old. And then my lung collapsed,
Yeah.
and I never
And I
smoked
mean,
a cigarette again
we-
a day in my life.
Grew up around it too. Like it was a
Yeah.
very normal part. Like both grandparents on both sides, like our
smoked in our
parents,
home.
aunts, uncles. Yeah, in our car. Our
In the
parents
car.
literally, middle of winter, windows up, was smoking in the car with us as
Yeah.
children.
I
So
mean,
like,
we grew
of course
up
we were
when
gonna
people
become
were still
smokers.
smoking in malls. I remember when
Yeah.
I was 16, 17 years old walking through the mall and smoking a cigarette.
yeah,
It just,
you
like,
couldn't do it in the
blows my
stores.
mind.
You could just do it in the middle, in the walkways.
Yep. Yeah, there was like those big
Yeah.
sections that had like the sand in it that you put your cigarette out in.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
I still remember me and Kim coming to pick you up when you worked at Aeropostale, and we would sit on the bench and smoke cigarettes until you got out of work.
Yeah.
So like,
so
Yeah.
crazy. I mean,
It's
then we would go to
crazy.
Perkins. You know
and
what
we're
I mean?
old.
And sit-
We are so old. Yeah, smoking section.
smoking section. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it makes me cringe. Like, I cannot stand
I can't even
smell of
imagine.
cigarette smoke. We were at the soccer game
No.
actually, and someone behind us was smoking, like off to the side, but I instantly could smell it. And I turn and I'm like, who's smoking? Who's smoking a cigarette? Like, I hate it now. Like, I hate the smell of it.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the name of the spirit medium is Tiffany, and she says she can talk to loved ones. When she first started out, I was like, oh God, Ciara, what did you bring these two into? Like, this girl just lost her mom. And because she was like, she started out with, I feel a female energy, and she's sitting right in between you. And like, me and her brother are literally shoulder to shoulder. So like, no space between them. And like, she was being very vague. And I was like, oh God, like, this is horrible. Like,
Yeah.
I believe in that stuff, but I also know that there is like scam artists. So I was like, felt so bad at first. But then she talks about a necklace, like a specific necklace, because the grandmother came first. Then the second female energy was her mom. And her mom said that she's been working on trying to come through Mia's dreams. So then when she said that, I was like, how would the psychic know that?
Yeah.
And then she goes, she says, I want to let you know I can breathe okay. I'm happy. I can breathe really good now. And then she said, why did you take a picture of my hands? And Mia said after she died, she took a picture of her mom's hands because her hands looked so much like hers and she just wanted to remember them. So like,
Oh
no
my
one would know that.
gosh.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, whew. Because at first I was like, ooh, this is kind of sick. Like, I didn't like it, you know?
Yeah.
It was just such a sad scene. And like at the end, her brother Nick was like, I need a cocktail. So, I mean, I think they were both happy about it, but like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I would love, you know, we need to get a hold of our tarot reader, not because of that. She doesn't talk to people that have passed as far as I know. But I want to schedule that. But I would love to talk to somebody and see if we could talk to grandma.
Oh my God.
Like dad's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be like hysterical, like, but that would
Oh my
be
gosh.
the one
That would be
person who has
amazing.
passed that I would want to talk to. Yeah.
The only person. Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah, the
I mean,
only
just
person.
saying her
Yeah.
name, like I could start crying. I get so emotional.
I know. Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, me too. I said something the other day at work for some reason that she came up and I got tears in my eyes and I'm like, oh my God, you're at work. Just stop it. Like, why did you even bring it up?
Oh my God.
And her mom says to her, don't worry. Oh, so her and her mom had this plan. Her mom was supposed to move to New York City after Mia got pregnant for the first time. And her mom was going to help her like raise the baby and stuff. Like they had this whole plan of how it was going to be. And her mom says, don't worry, the plan is still happening. It's just not the right time yet. And you're going to have a baby girl someday. And so that was like a happy thing that she told her.
Yeah.
So then we see West showing up at a dog adoption like thing. They're like adopting out dogs that were going to be put down, but like they're trying to have this event so that they can get adopted and not have to, you know, do that. He says he can't own a dog in a small New York City apartment, but he likes to like volunteer. This is how like he can be supportive of dogs or whatever.
Yeah.
Amanda and Kyle show up and Amanda really hugs West, like a long hug, like where her face is like in his neck hug and her eyes closed. It was very weird. Granted, I know they're putting this stuff in here because of everything, but like it still
Yeah.
happened, you know, like I don't know. So I'll talk about this really quick just because I brought that up. There's a lot going on right now that people are trying to figure out the timeline because according to West and Amanda, they did not get together until sometime in February, which would have been after Amanda and Kyle announced their divorce. But there's been a lot of stuff that has come up. There was, I know you don't watch it, but Southern Hospitality, one of the cast members is Mia, and she was on Watch What Happens Live, and she went on a date with West in September, and she said Wes told her he had pre-gamed their date at Amanda's apartment. So him and Amanda were still hanging out. Like, we're getting close. Whether it became an official whatever in February or not, like, they were doing things and, like, emotionally at a minimum, like, doing something well before February or whatever. Um, so yeah, that came out recently on Watch What Happens Live. So Kyle goes in to get drinks for all of them because they're near a bar. And Wes and Amanda are talking about the weekend. She says that West has been so good to her as a friend this summer and so supportive of her and watching out for him when, like, Kyle was disrespecting her and stuff, that watching him disrespect Ciara creates such a weird dynamic. And Wes is trying to figure out exactly what he did to jeopardize him and Ciara's relationship or something. And I'm like, he sounds like such an asshole when he says this. Like, he literally is kind of saying, like, what was I going to get out of it? Like, if we're friends again, like, what do I get out of it? Which is, it was a really weird thing to say. So then that scene is kind of over. Kyle comes back out with their drinks and stuff, and then they kind of just chat about dogs. So then we go to Friday. So now it's the next weekend. This is August 22nd. So in one of the very first episodes, it was like maybe like one of the first 3 episodes, Kyle and Amanda got into a fight. And one of the things Kyle said in the fight was, you've hung out with West more in the last 6 months than you've hung out with me, which is a weird thing to say. And this was before us as an audience found out that West and Amanda were together. So anyway, I just, like, this is August. So if Mia said West and Amanda were pre-gaming in September and, like, hanging out at each other's apartments and whatever, August isn't that far away. You know what I mean? Like, things are starting to happen. I do not believe that Amanda and Kyle were together during this summer. I mean, Amanda and West were together during this summer house session. I think maybe Amanda was with someone else, because the way she's treating Kyle, she doesn't give a shit anymore. And Amanda was always, like, so sad about the way Kyle treated her and was constantly whining at him, didn't want him to go out, she was very clingy and, like, needed Kyle, like, as her, like, almost support blanket. Like, she always wanted him close and, like, was always like, don't do that, Kyle, don't do this, like, stay here, be with me, don't drink. Like, she was always on him. And this summer, she's not at all. Like, she is at that, like, I'm done, I don't give a shit point. So to me, I think she found somebody else. Like, she made her decision, and, like, I don't think it was West yet at this point, but I think she's with or seeing at least somebody else or sleeping with somebody else, in my opinion, at this point. So yeah, the next Friday, Scott, Mia's boyfriend, is driving up over to the Hamptons with Mia, Ciara, and Dara. And they say something about being, like, a girl's guy or something, and he's like, I'm a guy's guy, and they're all just like, ew, like, no one's a guy's guy. And they just kind of ignore him, and he's like, oh, I just want to throw around the pigskin. They're like, what are you even talking about? Like, I don't like him for Mia at all, like, especially after, like, the stuff with the medium. Like, I like Mia's super sweet, I love her, and I don't like this guy. Like, I don't like her boyfriend. Let's see, Dara says that KJ asked her to be exclusive, and they wonder if maybe, like, they're moving too fast, and she's like, it's time to full send it. And I'm like, is that something we say? So let's see. Boy's car arrives first, so that's all the guys. And then Mia's car pulls in. So this is what I was talking about. Amanda is not coming this weekend. And this is interesting because she's been acting like she has, like, no care in the world when it comes to her marriage and everything else, which is, like, super different than every other season. And so she says she's staying back in the city because she's mentally not, like, she needs a mental health break essentially, but she's
Yeah.
been fine. Like, she hasn't been like, like previous seasons she's had legit like depression issues, like mental health stuff. Like one season, like she was so skinny, like it was like it wasn't good, like it looked
Yeah.
horrible, like because her mental health was so bad. And that's not where she is this season. So like I think she's staying back in the city because she's seeing her other person,
Yeah.
honestly. Yeah. Um, Ciara wants to know why KJ didn't call her and let her know that they were exclusive, because her and KJ are like friends, in the summer house. And he's like, I wanted to do it face to face. And Ciara and Mia are worried that KJ might be moving too fast. Honestly, I don't know why they're so concerned with this. And in the end, I think it's fine because today, like as of today, KJ and Dara are still together in an item. So it apparently all like, worked out. Ciara goes in the house and FaceTimes Amanda, and she says there's 7 boys there this weekend and only 3 girls, which is like not normal. Bailey didn't come either for some reason this weekend. They didn't bring it up. Usually they'll say like, oh, this person's not coming because they had a wedding to go to, or this person's not coming because of this, but they didn't say this weekend. So West is heading upstairs and we see him like approach Ciara's bedroom door, but then he like walks away, like he's hesitant and doesn't want to do it. And then he finally knocks and comes in and he sees she's on FaceTime and she's like, just say whatever you're going to say. So he says that he's been pretty bummed and about everything and wants to apologize. And she just says, okay. And again, he's bummed, so that's why he wants to apologize. And then he just leaves. Like, he is the worst apologizer ever. So her and Amanda just kind of laugh, and Amanda says she's sorry. And Ciara's like, I don't hate him. I've built up stories in my head about the things he's done, and he has probably done, like, the same thing with me, And she's like, so she goes over to Wes's room and asks if he wants to go get coffee in the morning. And because they need to have a private conversation, and he gets all excited and he tells Jesse, because Jesse was in the bathroom, he's like, she asked me for coffee. I don't know. He's acting like that little boy. Like, I feel like he's acting for the cameras. Like, I don't know if he would have responded that way if there hadn't been a camera there.
Yeah.
We see Ben calling Sabrina. That's his girlfriend. That's the girl that he just started bringing. Everyone's getting ready to go out, and we see their going out footage, which, like I talked about, it's like phone camera footage. And 2:49 a.m., people arrive home. So this always happens, like every Friday, they just go out usually. And then Saturday, they have their parties. We see the drunken after night out party, like in the house. And Kyle says he's having so much fun, and it's because his wife is nowhere to be seen. And it makes him realize how fucked they really are, which is sad. But, I mean, it needs to happen. Like, they want 2 totally different things. Yeah. Amanda has always wanted, like, a house and a backyard and, like, a family in New Jersey. And Kyle's like, I'm never leaving the city. I love to go out and party. Like, they've always, literally from day one, have never wanted the same things. And how they ended up together, I have no idea.
How old is he?
He's 43, I think. He just had his birthday. I want to say he's 43. He's like one of the oldest ones.
Men that never want to stop that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like no, he doesn't. Yeah. Until it's like they're ready. Then all of a sudden they'll find someone, they'll have a baby, and they'll settle down and be like, this is my, like, the life. It's very weird. But yeah, I don't know. But it's definitely never was going to be with her. Like, never. But yeah. Ben and Kyle have like a drunken chat where Kyle's like, I'm so sorry that I've been like this. Oh, and Ben's like, no, it's great. You're great. But in an Australian accent. 9:16 a.m. People are waking up. Honestly, it seems like too early to wake up after how late they were out, but
I wake up like that on a weekend when I'm in bed at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, if I went to bed at 3 a.m., my God. Carl is in bed meditating. he has like he has like an app that's like, and now close your eyes and do like the sun's coming. Like he has like one of those things going. Mia is saying goodbye to her boyfriend because I guess he could only stay the night. I'm like, why did he even drive out here? Because he's like a restaurateur. I don't know how you say that. So he's going back to Miami because he's opening a restaurant there. So he's like always gone. I just don't think he's the right person for her. I don't know if they're still together, honestly. She says she needs to start moving on, and she's realizing she's the place where she's stagnant might be in her relationship, and she needs to make a change. Because during the medium reading thing, her mom had said, you are stagnant and like you need to start living your life and moving on. Ciara knocks on Jesse and West's door to pick up West. And she has this very weird, large, like basket weave like bag. And it's like almost like a half circle, but it's enormous. Like Ciara's a tall person. And like this thing goes from her armpit, like all the way down to her waist. And it's like real hefty, which I mean, I guess she needs like a boat bag because like she probably wants to change and like has a swimsuit, like maybe like a sweatshirt. I don't know. It just seemed like huge. Ciara is looking good. So she has this tiny, tight little outfit on. Her whole bottom boob is like hanging out. And I love this outfit for her for this conversation with Wes. I'm like, yeah, Wes, you stare at her bottom boob. Like, you have to stare at that body while you look like shit. So they talk about how he sat right next to her, didn't even see her, which is annoying because he did see her because he whispered into the fucking girl's ear, oh, that's my ex-girlfriend right there behind you. Then he said, I don't care, and made out with her. So he never says that. Like, he never fesses up to Ciara that, no, I saw you. I just didn't give a shit that you were there. Ciara says that him downplaying their relationship was so hurtful because I think I talked about this a little bit when I went off when all of this dropped, but essentially Ciara and him became really close over the entire I think it was 3 seasons ago. Like they became an item. When the cameras dropped, Ciara was like, yes, I want this to be official. Like, let's do this thing. And like he took her to his family in Wisconsin, I think that's where he's from. Whatever state he's from, like he took her to meet all of his family, like they were legit or whatever. And then he like wrote like to the press, he like downplayed their whole relationship, like, oh, it was just a fling, like essentially it was just someone I fucked, like. So that's why she's so hurt, because to her this was like a real thing, like she was in love, you know. And she said the hardest part is like that was her best friend. Like they laughed, they told each other everything. Like it to her was like so serious, and to him it was nothing. She was just another girl. And so she apologizes to him because he says, well, the press was asking me questions and you weren't talking to me at the moment. So I don't know if they had like a little fight and weren't talking. And then he was just like, I'm going to get ahead of this and I'm going to be the one to say I didn't care. I don't know, I guess. She says she's sorry she didn't text him and wasn't there for him. And I'm like, girl, you do not need to apologize. He always frames his apologies like his hurt, and he's apologetic because he's hurting. They talk about the public aspect, and like it wouldn't be this bad if like they didn't have cameras and like everybody else's opinion always in their faces.
Yeah.
And she's so upset and says she just misses the friend aspect, honestly. And says like she knows he's not a bad person and she doesn't want people to say mean things about him, but she's just tired of carrying it all and she just wants to let her guard down. And he says that when she brought up her buying her grandparents' house, because a few episodes ago Ciara talked about she used like lawyers and a trust and stuff and went and bought the house. So she didn't have like a solid home growing up. Like, I think her parents were split up, and they were constantly like in different apartments, and like didn't have a ton of money, and like always moving different places. But her grandmother's house was like her solid place. Like,
Yeah.
that was the place she always felt at home at. So when her grandparents passed away, it went to like her dad and his brothers, like her uncles. So she didn't want to go through buying the house and come across like, oh, I'm now the rich one in the family and I can just buy the house from you.
Yeah.
She didn't want it to be like a big family thing. So she went and got lawyers and like bought it through like a trust or whatever. And so like it was like a huge deal to her that she could like do this and like give still her dad and uncles like all the money they deserved without like it being a thing. And like, so she bought this house that was her family home, and she's like redoing it. And so she had announced that to the house at like a breakfast or something when they were all together, that like, the house finally went through. I signed all the paperwork. And so he's saying when she brought that up, it was such a hard moment because he knew how much that house meant to her more than anybody else at that table did. But he also knew like they aren't close anymore. So they weren't going to talk about it. And he couldn't like share in that joy with her the way that like they could have when they were friends and like together. And he said, I guess like inviting you to my home and introducing you to my family, like, really meant a lot to you, and like I didn't realize how much it meant and how like I treated it, wrong. He says he should have set boundaries, and then says, like he could be her best friend tomorrow. Like he's ready to let it all go. And she looks at him and says, "Can we just be best friends again?" And it's like, without all the shit that has since happened, like this would have been like West's redemption. You know what I mean? Like for the season, like everyone would have been like, oh my God, West and Amanda are best friends again. Like we love him. This is great. But like he does this, and we have to remember this is August. And then he starts a fucking relationship with Amanda, her best friend. Like what is wrong with these people? And so he says, I know you weren't going to make out with Jesse. So another storyline at the beginning of this was Ciara and Jesse, like, we're getting along really well. He's another cast member, which he has, like, not had any storyline since the beginning. But he kind of had a crush on Ciara, and he's real goofy. Like, Ciara never wanted to be with him. She just liked him as a friend. But anyway, he had asked Wes, hey, if it comes to it, could I kiss Ciara? And so it's like we kind of see then this is all Wes cared about, was like he didn't want Jesse to win, because at the end of all this, like they are best friends again, and he says, I knew you weren't going to make out with Jesse. And it's like, really? That's what you care about in all this? Like, you guys haven't talked for 2 years because of everything going on, and this is what you're bringing it back to? And she goes, yeah, I'm pissed at you about that you didn't care. And he's like, well, what was I supposed to do? And she goes, stop it, save me. Because, like, she's like, you know that I wouldn't want Jesse. Like, Jesse's not, my person. And I don't know. It was just, that was icky to end it like that. Like, I honestly don't think if things would have happened like they have, that's the storyline, like the producers would have kept that part in, because that made him look like shit. Like, I think they would have ended it with the we're best friends again, part. So yeah, that's how it ends.
Dang.
We'll see. Yeah. So you've gotta get into it.
That's what
and
I'm
watch
gonna do
it.
tonight.
But it's good. And yeah.
I mean, it sounds good. I'm invested now. I'm into
It's
it.
so good.
Yeah.
It really is. So yeah, thanks for listening. We're going to be doing the Summer House stuff up until the season finale. And then I'm assuming there'll be multiple reunion episodes because this has been so dramatic. So we'll do those too.
Yeah.
Bravo loves a 3-part reunion. So however many there are, we'll do that. Yeah, that's the plan right now. So we're hoping to do this into In the City, and then in July what's it called? Stassi's house? Is that what it's called?
Stassi's house, or the house of Stassi, or
The
something
House
like
of
that.
Stassi.
Yeah.
We're planning on doing that one, but again, I got to look at calendars and actually like count out days and everything.
Yeah.
What did I give you? I gave you the schedule through May, I think, or maybe into
Yes.
June a little bit.
I
So
think
that's
it
all
is
we
to
have right
May.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll go through and write up the new schedule, and then when I have it, I'll get it out to all of you. I think I'm due for another Instagram schedule, which I only do those in 2-week intervals because I don't think any of y'all really give a shit about like a long-term schedule. You want to know what you're doing tomorrow, not 3 weeks from now.
Right.
In listening to a podcast. So I'll put that out. And then, yeah, thanks for listening. We're at Shaded Reality Pod on everything. Like and subscribe, 5 stars. Leaving actual comments is really huge to get us in the algorithm. So if you haven't done that yet, we would really appreciate it. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't
Yeah.
want to hold you up with anything else. Thanks for listening. We will be back next week. Have a happy Thursday.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.